What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Another episode of Turn Up the Mic. San Antonio.
Austin.
What's up, H-Town? I'm your host, Chris. To my right, I got Roy.
Damn, you forgot? It's been that long? Fuck.
I don't know what Roy we're getting today.
What's up?
What's up, Playboy? So, how you been?
That was a dope intro with with that song.
The TSU?
Yeah.
It's too long. We've heard it before.
I mean, I think just being from Texas,
You said you didn't like it, actually. You said you didn't like the San Antonio part. But he says, like, a lot of different...
the style, the way he's talking. Like, I think we
chopped
all
and
like
screwed?
that. Yeah, we should all...
Absolutely.
It should all be, like, not nostalgic, I guess, but just...
It should be
hit
nostalgic.
the spot. Yeah,
it's nostalgic.
But San Antonio was a little long. Austin, Dallas, and he's like, San Antonio. Like,
But San Antonio wasn't the worst city that he named.
Was he?
Yeah. Like, he just started naming
Where was Umbo
places.
at?
I don't know. He started just saying other places. I was like, I've never been there before. Might hit those places.
You didn't know all the places he said?
No, he said T something, T-Town. Then I think he said TSU, and then it went to the song. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Baytown, and he went.
Yeah, I'm like, where? Damn, this boy, he's starting to see it everywhere.
He's on Google Maps for this song.
Certified. But anyway, so we had a little break last week because Roy had to get his prostate checked. But we're back.
On a Saturday?
Well, you had to go Friday, but then you said you weren't able to walk. So I didn't want to put that out there.
Oh, okay.
But we back live in effect. A lot of music dropped. But, I mean...
Was it a lot or just two albums?
We only heard two.
Was there?
Yeah, Big Soldier dropped.
I don't know what else dropped.
Big Soldier dropped. Meek Mill put out some...
samples.
Some samplets.
It was a
couple
single,
of songs.
Right? Was it?
It was a song.
I didn't even check it,
I didn't
bro.
hear it. I have no time.
The two artists we're going to talk about had long projects that took a lot of time to digest and listen to multiple times.
Yeah. And then, like, we had a lot of stuff. And it was cool because since we took our break, we can cover both of these albums. And it's kind of like they dropped on the same day.
It is.
Well, technically, they dropped the same week.
Yeah. The biggest difference is I had a week to digest Kanye's album than Drake's album.
You know, it would have been cool if Drake dropped on Sunday because it would have given you more time. Because I think Drake's his album was a little more complex than Kanye's album.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But first up, I guess since Sunday starts off the week, Kanye dropped Donda after, 3 tries and a universal push. What did you think about the album?
I wonder when he wanted to drop it, though, because... I don't know if it was true what he said, that they released it without my consent and all that stuff.
I mean,
I liked it a lot.
He's a cap artist.
Bro, you can stop that.
He's a red cap artist.
Red cap's off. Didn't you listen to Jay-Z?
He said red cap's on. Did you hear his diss? I don't understand.
It was a great album from beginning to end. Well, you know what? From the second track to the end, the Donda chant, I wasn't for that.
You know, somebody told me, I don't know if it's true, but they were like, the Donda chant, I don't even know if you can prove this, is the heartbeat of his mom, the way that they're saying it. But from what I remember, she passed away due to surgery, like cosmetic surgery. So I don't think he was there, and I don't think they had, a recording of her heartbeat.
I mean, but they could have had,
like,
if she's ever been for a test, they have the EKG on file, and then, that's the heartbeat. I mean, regardless, you can't prove that unless Kanye was. I don't know.
It's just a rumor.
Says it. It's just
a rumor.
And it's one of those that just adds to it. You can't really disprove or prove.
It's just one of those things that Kanye says a lot without saying a lot.
That's a Kanye stand when you do that.
Yeah, he's not gonna confirm it because he doesn't really say anything.
He's like, man, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that was.
Let me sample that.
But besides that, the whole album was great. There was misses in there. It was not perfect whatsoever, but the whole album was great. I had some Jesus is King on there, some Life of Pablo on there, some Yeezus on there. It was a good blend. He was very meticulous in the way he developed the production of it and the beats. The flow wasn't great because the songs I disliked just ruined the flow for me.
He barely rapped on here.
What's it called? Junior? That I really didn't like at all. Like, it really just...
Part 1 and part 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just threw off, that. Without that, he could have, a 8-9 song, row for me. Just fire. But that song really threw it off for me. People like it, but I don't know.
Do they like one or do they like two? Because there's
I don't know. When
two
they
of the
talk
same
about it,
songs,
I'm
right?
out. I didn't like them at all.
Uh,
But he had a lot of features on it.
yeah, it's Kanye.
It's Kanye, and I like that Kanye's not scared to work with like certain people. He works with everybody,
I don't know about
except
that.
Drake, but he works with everybody.
What do you mean by everybody?
Like he just doesn't go for all the mainstream artists. He goes for people that are up and coming. Like
who's up and coming on here?
Baby King.
Baby Keem's on here.
Yeah,
I mean, Kendrick had him on his song last week, and I guess
the same
Kanye
week.
Was like,
So
I
they
like
both
that.
recorded before they popped up.
I don't know, but
Vori?
what song was Baby Keem on there?
I forgot.
He probably's not even on here. Yeah, we're done.
Was he?
Well, I don't know the song name, but he's on the one that has Travis on it too.
Yeah.
So just one artist?
No. Do you want to know what song he was on? He's answering you.
Well, while he's looking that up, like what other artists? Like you make it seem like he puts like all these unknown artists.
He just
on.
doesn't always work with the same artists. He branches out and works
He
with different
always
artists.
works with Travis Scott. He's always working with all these
What
people.
about Vori? How many times have you worked with him?
Who?
Vori.
You don't even know the name.
How do you say it?
Who's Vori? I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yes, what track is he on? Hold up.
Bruh, what are you doing right now?
Hold up. Let me get it.
It was Praise God that we were thinking of before. That's
With,
the one
Baby Keem?
With Baby Keem
Yeah.
and Travis Scott.
I don't remember his verse. Was it good?
Who?
Baby Keem?
Yeah,
I thought it was a good verse. I remember
it was
the-
good.
I'm
And
not
it
really-
was a very long verse. It was like his song.
Well, I mean, that's
It was very long.
That's most of the songs on here.
He even
Kanye
did. He
doesn't
even
really-
did his like high pitched stuff. Then he went to the rap stuff. Like it was that long that he had two different styles on it.
Kanye doesn't really put his own like effort on his own songs, if that makes sense to me.
You don't think he elevates the artist on his songs?
Absolutely not.
I think he does
Absolutely not.
because the production wise, he doesn't really like. What's it called? He doesn't switch production to fit the artist really. Like a lot of the artists change or fit what kind of beat Kanye has.
So that's like them conforming to him. That's not really
Yeah.
elevating anybody.
It is because a lot of them have their great. I wouldn't say best, but one of their best verses when they work with Kanye.
I don't think that's like a good statement because these artists don't regularly work with Kanye. So it's not like you compare, like, let's say Lil Baby. Lil Baby had a good verse on this Kanye song, but not this other Kanye song. So it's not really a comparable statement because I feel like Drake gets a lot of Lil Baby good verses.
You didn't like Lil Baby's verse in here?
I did, but we're gonna get into
Okay.
that. But I'm saying, like, to say that Kanye gets a lot of, like, he elevates artists, it's hard to say when you don't
He
really have
gets a
anything
lot
to
of, like,
compare to.
Top tier verses from these people.
But again, like, how are you comparing that to other
I
Kanye
think
songs?
I think because
or-
he's making them to those artists' music by themselves. I'm not comparing to other Kanye songs. I'm comparing from what the artists do by themselves with their own music.
I don't know.
Like I think this is probably my favorite collab from Lil Yachty.
Yeah, I like the Lil
Like,
I like the Lil Yachty verse.
I'm not a Lil Yachty fan, but if he put out music like that, I would listen a lot more.
Yeah. I wouldn't listen, but yeah, I like the verse.
I mean,
I like him on
I-
more
I would-
features.
I would definitely be. I would listen to what he drops. Now, if he drops, I honestly won't listen for a while. Like if I
Yeah.
don't listen to it.
But I wouldn't go on a limb and say that he works with all of these like groundbreaking artists. He works with a lot of poppin' artists and puts them on his songs that are like established already. So I don't think Kanye's known for that. But that's just my opinion, I guess.
Okay, but you have to admit he has a wide range of artists he works with. He always works with a lot of artists.
I don't see it.
Bro, no.
I really don't see it.
He even did that song. Oh, what's that song? I love it. It's with Little.
That was his song though, featuring Kanye. I thought
Yeah, but who was it?
That's
Lil Pump, right?
Yeah,
Lil
Lil
Pump?
Pump. Yeah.
Like who in the mainstream was working with him like that? Like it's just
What?
example. Like
that was a terrible song.
it was, but my example is he works with these artists.
But I think Lil Pump. I think that wasn't that Lil Pump song. I want to say.
I think he's missing the point that Kanye works with these artists.
So if somebody say, "Hey, I want you on this song," you're saying that he's working with them. I thought your point was Kanye gets all these different artists that nobody knows
I'm
about.
saying in general, Kanye's not scared to work with people. He works with a variety of artists.
I guess I don't know.
Definitely way more than Drake. You don't think Drake stays in a circle?
Absolutely not. Drake works with a lot of like rappers that are coming up. He's known for like messing with rappers that are mumbling. Like all these
Who
hood
was on his
rappers.
album that was up and coming?
I I don't know. A lot of people are already established.
Who was okay? So
But that doesn't make sense. Like, who's on?
who had a wider range of features?
I would say Kanye,
Okay.
because he's known for having a lot of heavy people being on his songs. Like when Drake dropped, what was the one with The Weeknd? The one song, the album that had The Weeknd on it, and he had "Make Me Proud."
Okay.
You know that album?
The Drake album?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was Take Care. Maybe it was Take Care. Underground King.
Could be.
All
I
right,
can't tell you his
anyway,
album like
so
that.
that album, I feel like Drake relied a lot on the features to carry him throughout the album, and that's what I feel like Kanye did on Donda. Like majority of these songs, it feels like he's the feature artist on his own song.
There is a good amount of songs where it feels that, and then there's songs where he took control.
But I don't think it was enough for me to be like,
Enough?
it was a great
But
album.
look, so now he worked with Vori on this album on Jonah. He worked with Ruga on Okay Okay. Like I've never heard of him before.
Did you like that verse?
Yeah.
You gonna remember it?
Right now, yeah. Maybe not in 5 months, his verse, but right now, because I've listened to the album so much.
Yeah.
I just like he worked with Griselda, like the whole crew. Like, come on.
But they're already established.
They are. I'm just saying I like that because I like Griselda.
Was Benny the Butcher on here?
No, it was
just
Conway
Griselda.
and Westside.
So it wasn't really Griselda.
It's 2 of 3, bro. That's
I mean,
66%.
you wouldn't say it's Migos if Quavo's not there.
I wouldn't say Migos anyways.
It's because you
I
hate,
don't like Migos.
you hate artists. I mean, Drake worked
Right.
with them when they
I
were.
was surprised
when
to
they
see
were
Roddy
brand-
Ricch on here too. Like that album, that song was good too.
I wasn't surprised. I like Roddy Ricch. Didn't we hear that song before it came out? Oh no, was that No Kid Left Behind?
No, the one where it was Pure Souls.
Okay.
No Left Behind. That
Did
was
we-
Sunday Service and Vori again.
Did we hear Pure Souls before this came out?
I don't know, because honestly, I stayed away from the first 2 listening parties
Well,
because
I'm talking about like leaks
oh no,
because we post a lot in
I
a
did.
leak.
I stayed away. Only the third listening parties when I actually went to look for it, because at that point I was getting frustrated. I'm like, all right, dude, you're not gonna drop. Let me actually listen to one of the listening parties. I was hoping that he was gonna drop it soon, and that's why I wasn't listening to the listening parties.
Do you think this was a cohesive album?
No, it could have definitely. I think I said that earlier. The flow of it was not great. I feel like it was two different things put together, like the front half and the second half. But there was moments of it where it was just songs put back to back. It wasn't really like a flow.
Okay. And with that, you said it's still a great album?
Yeah, because for me, there's a lot of replay value from the songs I liked. Come to Life. Being honest, that is probably gonna be in my top 10 favorite Kanye songs of all time. Come to Life was great. When I first heard it, it gave me like the first time hearing Devil in New Dress, first time hearing Ultralight Beam. Like it gave me that feel when I first listened to it. Like it was like I didn't even want to continue the album. I put that shit on repeat.
So, how many songs would you say you liked off this album? Because it's 27 total. It's an hour and 48
How many songs
minutes.
I like, or how many songs can I just
Like
how many songs I can just throw on repeat and over and over?
How many songs did you like on this album that you would put on a playlist? Out of 27 songs.
To throw on a playlist, probably
Yes.
like 10.
Yes, Roy. So less than 50%.
Yeah, to throw on a playlist, yeah.
So it's a great album, but less than
Yeah.
50% of the songs you put on a playlist.
My rating of it's an 8.
And less than 50% of the songs are good.
No, to throw on a playlist.
Okay, so if you're not putting on,
But when I first heard
my
it, how
God.
many songs I liked out of it? Probably like 16, 17.
so about half,
How 16, 17 half?
because it's 27, and
Yeah.
so,
That's not half. I mean,
so
it's
about
over half.
So a little
Do the
over
math.
So a little over half, and it's an 8.
Yeah.
And then you said what?
Because I think you're taking away of how good the songs were, the ones I liked. For me.
Well, no,
Like-
that's why I was asking. Like, I would assume if you like the songs, you put them on a playlist, right?
Yeah.
And out of the songs that you liked that you put on a playlist, you said it was how many? 10?
10.
I mean,
But those songs to me are just crazy replay value, and they're not gonna get old to me for a while. Like they're gonna be in like playlists for a long time moving forward. I think that's what's getting me on this album. It's
And that
just,
made it an 8 though.
yeah, because that's, to me, that's what's getting me on this album, is that the songs I like, I really fucking love.
Did you make a playlist yet?
No, ever made a playlist.
So I had 8 songs on here that I liked.
8 songs. What
Yeah.
songs did you have on there?
So I got Off the Grid,
yeah,
Jail, the first one. No, I got both Jails, which
Okay.
is stupid. Both Jails. Hurricane 24 is like my top favorite. Remote Control, No Child Left Behind, which was like my favorite one when I first was listening to it, but that was before the album dropped. And then Moon. I think that was with Don Toliver.
that was
I think
Yeah.
that was Don Toliver.
that was on top, and a wasted, in my opinion, a wasted Cudi verse, or
That
the
Cudi verse
humming, the
was
singing, or-
great. What are you talking about?
I think because after I heard Drake definitely got the better Cudi verse.
You think? Well, yeah. Cudi sounded happy.
Well, Cudi
But-
was more of like rapping on Drake compared to Kanye. He was doing his regular.
Yeah.
So
So he sounded like Cudi.
yeah, it sounded like Cudi.
Okay. But yeah, I got 8 on here. My gripe with this album was the fact that he put so many part 2s. I don't understand why you would do that when you could just put 2 artists as a feature on one song. That takes up like 7 of the
That,
songs.
especially for Jail.
Yeah.
Jail had
And they both
way
they
too
complemented
much-
each other.
They did, but Jail had way too much repeat of the chorus of the I'm not who's going to jail tonight, whatever. Like it was just
Yeah.
said too much, like waiting for Jay-Z's part. I was like, damn, is he coming in or not? Like it took a long time for him to come in.
I mean, that's part of production.
It is. The beat was good, but he overextended it, which took away from it.
Yeah.
That was a great beat. It was a very open beat. I don't know if you noticed, like throughout this whole album, there was very little like hi-hats. It was a lot of bass and snare, and then he threw in the organ everywhere. I think like Jesus is King, that kind of, he took that from there. He
Yeah.
threw the organ everywhere. Very little hi-hat, and it was really cool to see like an album that had that many songs not using the full range of percussion like you normally hear.
I guess. But for me, it just felt like he wasn't into the album to me, you know? It felt like he wasn't as invested. Like, I keep comparing it to Jesus is King because I feel like that's the only full Christian album we can compare it to.
I'm not throwing this in the realm of Christian album, are you?
Yes, absolutely. The whole concept, it's not a Christian concept.
Not all of it, no.
Oh my God.
He has songs on there, but definitely not the whole thing. He talks about
What are you talking about?
he talks about his relationship with Kim, his relationship with himself.
Okay.
It's definitely, I would
So-
not put this in a Christian
So
album.
the overall concept of this album, what would you say it is?
That's hard, bro, because it's Kanye.
It's really not hard.
It's like, it's for his verses, what he talked about. I think it's just like a self-reflection of him finding himself, like where he's been the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, I definitely heard it as a Christian album.
But you don't think that plays a role in him, what he did in the last half decade and finding himself?
No, I don't think he's found himself. I don't think Kanye knows who Kanye is.
That's, well, okay, so you're saying something different. You think he might knows why he doesn't know who he is,
Right.
but Kanye definitely has a mindset that he thinks he knows who he is.
What are you talking about? When did I say that?
Kanye, no, right now you just said you don't think Kanye knows who he is.
Right, you said, do I think it was a album of self-reflection? And I'm saying no, because I don't think he knows who he is.
But you don't think Kanye thinks himself, his mindset, he knows where he's at?
No.
I think he does.
Okay.
I definitely think he does.
I don't hear that.
Which part? Me or Chris?
Not like the fact that like Kanye thinks that he knows who he is. Like
Yeah.
you got the famous like interview clip where he's like, "I think I'm a god." Like you know, like he's
Kanye,
very confident
yeah.
about
Kanye
who
thinks he knows-
perceives himself as.
Kanye knows who he is in his mind.
So when you were listening to this album, did you think it was a Christian album or a Christian-based album?
I thought it for sure had like the ideas of that, mostly because of like it's an album about his mom who's passed away and how he's using religion to connect with her and the afterlife and you know like grief basically, which I could see that as being self-reflection.
I think he threw a lot of non-religious stuff when he talked a lot about himself that wasn't religious.
Like, just
It was weird though. Do you think it was weird that he dropped?
God's breath, praise God, Jonah, okay. Believe what I say. 24. Moon, heaven and hell. Keep my spirit alive.
But the
Jesus Lord.
But the context of them
tell
songs.
the vision. Lord, I need you. Pure soul.
But
no
what
child
is the
left behind.
context of those songs?
These are Christian-based songs. What are you talking about?
Lyrically, what's the context of him for him?
They're faith-based.
It's him finding himself in different things. He talked about relationship a lot too.
A lot? What do you say a lot? What are you talking about?
Like 4 songs he brought up a type of relationship.
Out of 27.
So,
got it.
Okay, being religious based, do you think he should have had, because I don't know if you noticed, he released the censored version only.
I didn't hear any I saw some people asking about like where's the explicit
It
version?
is when you actually like look up the lyrics and then you do it, they're actually cut off. Like you hear it cut off like it was on radio.
I didn't expect there to be an explicit version with this album. I assumed when people were like the Baby, for example, when he was recording his verse, I assumed he was like self-censoring himself so he wouldn't cuss on the album.
But it's weird how almost every feature, I'm saying almost a good portion of features had cussing in their bars, but they were just cut off.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I didn't think it was like to the point where I was like, I heard it.
Yeah,
I felt like they should have been able to cuss.
Okay, that was my next question because a lot of people felt like it took away. I don't think it took away at all from it.
I like that it was like censored because it fit for me the whole concept of the album. But that's just me, I guess. What do you think about Jay-Z's verse on here? Did you like it?
Yes, I liked it. He had a lot of like hits with the made in self-image of God. That's a selfie.
Yeah, it's kind of
pray 6 times a day. Play 6 times a day. Felonies. That double meaning there was really cool. And then he had some stuff in the back. I mean, at the end of the verse, I can't remember on the top, but I liked it. Was it top tier, Jay? I don't think so.
Yeah, I definitely do think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he gave him a quality verse. I think he
gave him
he got a
quality.
Great, I think that's up there with like a great Jay-Z verse. I went back to that song a lot just to hear that
verse or collab. You talking about just in general verse?
The verse is good, and I think Kanye tends to get the best like out of Jay-Z. Like some certain artists that work with Jay-Z, you know you're gonna get a good verse out of them. And I think Kanye's that.
Did he have a better verse than he did with Drake?
Yeah, I said that. I think Drake got he got a mid verse. It wasn't that. It didn't sound that good. I've heard it a few times trying to see if I missed anything, and it was okay. It was decent.
I think Jay-Z's verse was better on Drake's album, but I don't feel Jay-Z's cadence or the way he flowed went over the beat well.
Yeah, it was a lot of spacing, and then it was just like it felt like
it just seemed layered.
It felt like he was kind of summarizing what Drake was saying on his song, so that's why I really wasn't into it. So yeah, I gave this one a 4.
Damn, bro.
Because I only liked 8 songs out of 27.
I really think this is gonna be. That didn't happen with me. I'm still not a fan of Yeezus, but you know how.
I went back to Yeezus, and yeah, I agree with you.
As in context in the future, you know how that album grew on a lot of people. Like a lot of people talk about it, how it grows. Yeah. Like it didn't on me.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it's gonna be with this. This is one of those you have to take time for it to sink in.
Yeah, I thought about that, and then I was listening to Jesus is King because I think I gave that one a 10, and I went back to it, and it's still good. It didn't it didn't sound bad. It didn't age or anything. It's just a solid album, and I think a lot of his albums for me they kind of hold their ranking because it doesn't really. They're solid projects that I don't think really age or de-age with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me with this, I don't like this Drake with like versus Kanye thing, but I think for me, that Kanye, at least lyrically, most recently, he's more relatable.
I don't hear it.
I do. I mean, he talks about going through like life and like religion and stuff. Like he talks about it.
He's not the only one talking about life though.
Drake talks about a different life. You don't have Drake's life. Don't go there.
Like. Baby mama problems, taking care of your friends.
You have baby mama problems?
Like, I'm not talking about me specifically, but
that's what I'm saying to myself. Kanye's more relatable. So you're more relatable to Drake.
Because Kanye talked about his wife leaving him. Has your wife left you?
No.
So, I mean,
you're naming one part, but it's talking about like the fights you've had with it.
I named one part with Drake
talking
about baby mama problems.
So did you give a loan to somebody in Houston I don't know about?
I mean, I
No,
don't like to for
you've been
tax
with the
purposes.
same person for a while.
For tax
you're-
purposes.
you're living through Drake's album, but you're not relating to him.
So you're
Come
saying
on.
because that doesn't make sense. Drake talks about way more personal stuff than Kanye does.
But his personal stuff
Oh
is
my
not
God.
as relatable as Kanye. I don't know what you don't
What did
get.
Kanye say that was relatable for you?
The Come to Life, that one.
What did he say on there that was relatable?
Bro, like you've never been in arguments or you've never been in situations in your life where like you want to be with that person, but then you're just frustrated in the moment. And you're just like, you don't know where to go.
What did he say that was relatable?
I just told you that summed up like the majority of that song.
So one song was relatable?
You told me to give you an example, and I did.
Is that it?
Top of my head.
All right. Anyway.
There's more.
Okay, I'm sure there is. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not going to say Kanye is more
Nah,
vulnerable than Drake on an album. And I feel like because he's doing more Christian-based albums, he's kind of like narrowing himself and putting himself more in a box than Drake is. Because, I mean, you can't really cuss anymore. You can't really go outside the realm of religion. Like, what else can he really talk about? You know, I would have liked to have heard more of a vulnerable Kanye because he was talking about Donda. And I would have liked to hear more about his mom, more about his relationship, his kids. Like, all the shit
He
that
mentioned his
he's
kids
going
more
through.
than Drake did.
All the shit that he's going through, I would have liked to hear more about that, but I feel like I didn't get that. That's why it feels like for me, this album, he was less into it. And I felt like because it's Donda, it would have been like up there with The Life of Pablo, but it really wasn't for me.
Where do you have Life for Pablo at?
I
Because you say up there. I don't know what that means.
I'll go maybe top 3.
Okay.
I think My Beautiful Twisted Fantasies #1. And then I got to look at his catalog again.
Yeah.
But
I
The
agree,
Life of Pablo is
I
top
agree
3.
with you on number 1.
Jesus is King. I'd put that up there. I'd probably go. I go. Jesus King is top 3. So yeah, I go those 3.
I like that, but I don't know. I have to have 808s above all that. Except I will have 808s number 2.
I listen to 808s. It's a lot of people hold it high, but it's just
I do. I like that. I liked what it was.
Yeah. What did you think about the album, Victor? Did you feel like Kanye was emotional, or did you feel like he was vested in the album?
Definitely, yeah. That's the impression that I took from it. I was watching each of the listening events
Mhm.
Dang, you
leading
watched
up to it.
That was like at 1 a.m.
They would come on, yeah, a little bit later.
But he's younger than us.
I was down to
got the
stay up for
energy.
those.
Can you find those right now?
I have the third one like HD, but
You
they're
saved it?
not. Yeah, they're
he's
not
so
hard
bougie.
to find. I mean,
Okay.
they're hard to find. Like they're not.
I saved
You
one
know
of
it's
them,
hard to
yeah.
They
find when you,
disappear.
no, you know it's hard to find when you have to go through the Reddit forums to find them.
Yeah.
That's what kind of sucks because it was fun to watch. Like I thought
Really?
the production of it was really cool. They had like all these crazy camera angles. It was a highly produced thing. It looks
I
like
saw
you're
the-
watching something. You
I
know?
saw the pictures and it was pretty cool.
So I enjoyed like that experience of it. So by the time I listened to the album actually release, you know, I'd heard a lot of these songs before.
Okay.
So like some
I
of
was
that
wondering about that.
hype had gone away.
Yeah.
I already kind of knew what I liked at that point. But I thought it was a cool release. It was fun being a part of the rollout. So I enjoyed that.
Did it have a lot of songs that you'd put on a playlist?
See, I was thinking about that. I don't think so because I don't think this is like a playlist type album. I think this is an album that, although like listening to it front to bottom, like it may not sound as cohesive as other albums.
Yeah.
I still think it's an album that's kind of meant to be played with the songs, you know, packaged together, you know?
Yeah, like with this one, I added the 8 songs that I liked, and then I again went to Jesus is King and started adding some from there to like make it like a little,
You
little
can't
playlist.
you can't add when I say add this to a playlist, it's more like make a playlist for it.
Yeah, you can't put this on anything.
Unless you have like
Kirk Franklin.
something like, you know, if you have those like type Jesus King type playlists like you were saying, have go, but you can't just throw this on, you know, summer vibes shit, you know.
Yeah,
It just doesn't work like that.
yeah.
So we haven't talked about it. What was your thought on the rollout? I mean, there's never been a rollout like this before.
I thought the rollout was extremely unprofessional.
You don't think it added to the hype?
No.
I really think it definitely added to the hype, in my opinion.
I feel like the more he kept doing it, the more the hype died down. Because the first time people were excited, the second time people were like, okay, when is it coming out? And they were like, I mean, it took 3, right?
It took 3.
So by the second one, people were like, it's not coming out. And then he had people speaking for him because he doesn't really talk. And the guy that I guess
was it his
whoever it is,
was his manager or his cook or his
something
chef
like
or
that.
something.
He ended up quitting because people were pegging him as a liar.
But then he
And
came back. He's like, I'm back.
Yeah, no man wants to be pegged. So he was like, I'm out. So no, I thought it was very sloppy. It felt like bruh, this goes back to like he just wasn't into it. The album's not ready yet. Like, what are you doing?
I think that rollout made me really think he was into it because there is so many. And of course, this is speculation because Kanye hasn't publicly said anything. But the way the rollout was different for each of the listening parties, it added so much to his thought process because like the scenery from the first to the second to the third, wearing, the red to and then the all white by himself, and then to being at home in Chicago, like each of them had a different scenery. I think that's what added to it. I mean, there's a million theories on it, but a lot of it is
theories.
There is because you don't think there's theories on why he wore red on the first one, and then black the second
he always
one.
wears red. He had red Octobers. I just thought
and then black and second one, then like the all white. Then it's like the heaven, the hell, the Dante's Infernos, and all that stuff.
Okay,
I'm just saying there has to be a reason why each listening party was like completely different.
They usually are.
What do you mean usually are? How many listening parties do you know?
If you have a listening party for one album and you have another one for a different album.
First of all, most listening parties happen like in a fucking house and they're just listening. Like how many listening parties are like this?
I don't think it's in a house. Usually they have it like in a nice little club, upscale.
Okay, so nothing like this.
Like a money grab? No,
nothing
not really.
like this.
Not like a money grab. Yeah, it felt like because you saw it, like you get pictures of him working on the album, putting the order together, having it on a whiteboard. Like it felt like your papers due at 10 a.m. and you're working on it at 9:50 to put it in. It felt like dude, it felt like it sounded like the rollout.
Yeah.
It matched it. And somebody said, I forgot who it was, they were like, Kanye makes music he wants people to hear. And then somebody was like, Drake makes music people want to hear. And I was like, that makes sense because it felt like he was kind of the listening parties getting the feedback and then kind of tweaking it versus just putting music out and letting people enjoy it.
Agreed. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
And it comes down to like then if you like Kanye's music and his content, it really that's what it comes down to.
And then before we get to the Drake album, what did you think about the diss that Drake released for Kanye?
I was very surprised on that for Kanye's actual verse.
It was called Life of the Party. It has Andre 3000 on there.
Bro, he killed it. Like
that was a very good song.
That was pretty like vulnerable for him too.
That's the shit that I wanted on Donda.
Like that was when he talked about
both parents.
Yeah, but not that he's talking about both parents, that he's like losing the faith and stuff stuff like that. That was like, I was like, damn, he's saying all this. Like that verse was, I mean, I haven't had a Andre verse in a minute, but that I was like, since it's fresh, I'm like, damn, that's up there.
It really matched the Christian based theme of the album,
I don't know, like talk about losing the, like, I don't know.
Talking about losing your faith.
It talks about
that.
I think that matches more of like where you are in life. That's where he was
vulnerability,
emotionally.
Parents passing away. The album's called Donda. Yeah, I can see that.
So, but I really like that he addressed Kanye's mom to find his mom because he doesn't know if his mom's there because he doesn't know if there is one.
Yeah,
that was the structure of that was really amazing.
Yeah. Are you surprised just Andre's 3000's part wasn't on the album?
Yeah, I think that would have really. It wouldn't have elevated the album, but it would have added a song that I instantly would have
it definitely
gravitated to.
With that and the Jay-Z verse on there, it definitely would have elevated the album for me. I'd have put that on there and taken off that. I don't think it was Remote Control.
Junior.
It's one of the juniors where it's like a mumble rapper on there.
Yeah, the
one I said Soulja Boy should have been on. I would have taken that song off and put that on there. But yeah, that was a very good verse.
The first one, I mean, the second one was
not the one with Yachty. I think there was another one.
No, there's not one with Yachty. Well, I mean, for Junior, there has one with Playboy Cardi.
Maybe it was that one.
And
the
second one is Playboy Cardi again and Ty Dolla $ign. I don't need two
the
Playboy
first
Cardis. I don't need two.
It was the first one. I think Drake got the better Ty Dolla $ign verse.
Yeah.
But I would have put that on there and take one of them part twos off. You got enough.
I was trying to like read what Andre said. So it sounds like they worked together, but they weren't at the same place. I mean, same not same place. They weren't
In the same room.
they weren't on the what's it called? They didn't agree on what type of song it was going to be,
I can see that.
and then that's why it wasn't released.
Okay. So
it-
he was telling Kanye how to put the song together for his own album.
He thought that song was going to be more just overall like what he talked about. He thought Kanye was going to talk about that too.
Based on like the
So
concept of the album.
didn't happen. So, but what's wrong in Kanye doing what he wanted? Then he's like, okay, you know what? We don't agree. That's cool. I'm not going to put it out there with your permission. I'm just going to, it's
leak
that.
the song. Just put it
He
out there for
didn't.
people.
Drake did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you didn't want it on your album. Just leak it so that people can
But
hear Kanye.
I
hear
think that's.
Andre
But I
3000.
think that's Kanye being like, I wouldn't say. I mean, a friend, if you can say, like, okay, you didn't want it. I'm not going to release it because you're not good with it.
Well, it's his song. He owns it. So I mean, the fans haven't heard Andre 3000 in a while.
But
It was
so you're saying he should have released it, even though Andre said like he didn't really.
Yeah,
want
that's
to.
what I'm getting to. So I mean, that's a great verse. The fans are dying for an Andre 3000 verse.
Yeah.
Some people have him on the Mount Rushmore of Atlanta. Just leak the song.
Why
Don't
you
put
gotta
it,
like throw that jab in?
people do. I don't. But I think Andre 3000 is a great rapper, but I just don't put him on the Mount Rushmore. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But just leak the song. People want to hear him. Leave your shenanigans off of it, and just let people enjoy it.
So that leak what minute and a half?
Yeah, I loved it.
Like a snippet how they do on IG?
Yeah, but I mean, instead he decided to be selfish, sinful. Maybe
I don't
a little.
think so. I
don't know. Hear me out. He tried to be selfish, a little prideful. You don't want people to hear like Andre 3000. Maybe Andre gets a couple verses out of this, some flutes. But
I mean,
I don't know.
Andre shouldn't need this to get work.
Have you heard Andre in a while?
I haven't.
He said he's looking to work.
But Andre's the type of dude that if he goes up to almost anyone in the industry, they should say, "Okay, cool, hop on a song with me."
He has to go up to people. He's looking for work.
He is.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying. I'm only saying he's looking for work because I feel like people don't think he wants to work.
Exactly, and I think this verse.
So it's not bad when you say he's looking for work.
I feel like this verse would have put him out there for people to contact him. Like Lil Baby. I don't think Lil Baby's knocking down doors to get on verses. People are hitting him up. You know? He wants to be courted instead of stalked,
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I appreciate Drake for, hitting up Universal. He was like, what y'all got in the vault? Oh, okay, I like this. Put this out. It's my song now.
I did find it funny that Andre mentioned 6, 7 people. He said, "I want to be on a Certified Lover Boy." That didn't happen. Like he literally said that. Did you read that part?
No, I didn't read the thing.
No,
yet.
he said that. He said he wanted to be on it, but he
On
didn't
with who?
With Drake. He
Really?
wanted to be on the album, but that didn't happen.
Drake. They did Diced Pineapples, but I don't remember another song that he's been on with Drake.
That's kind of. I'm like, man, Drake. Like, I'm not saying Drake knew or didn't know, but if Drake knew, he should have had him on the album.
I mean, where can you put Andre on here?
Bro, Andre's diverse,
He
bro.
drops-
He'll be anywhere.
He drops 20 a night, but I don't got a roster spot. He's Cam Newton right now. Very athletic, but
You're really saying that there's not a
mean-
spot for Andre on the album?
not on Donda. I mean, not on Certified Lover Boy. Not that
Damn,
I can
bro.
think of.
You really don't
Maybe-
have him up there when it comes to 3 Stack.
Maybe Jay-Z's verse. Because
I feel like if you can have Jay-Z, you can have Andre.
No, because the concept of that song was more like being betrayed and like having anger towards people, and Andre don't seem like that type of person.
No, he doesn't.
No,
That's more
so
Big Boy. But
yeah, so it don't match on
but
there.
I think you could have find like a spot.
You see what we're talking about? Like, we're gonna put you.
No,
I
like-
don't think he had. I don't think Certified Lover Boy had him completely put on there.
No, I think they could have found a spot.
It would have been forced, but I mean, I think Drake got wind of that. He was like, "Damn, I don't got a spot on the team for you, but what I can do is put this verse out for you. And, let the people eat it up," which is what he did. So that was even better.
What he said, quoting, "I wanted to be on Certified Lover Boy too.
Yeah,
I just want to work with people that inspire me."
that's cool. He's inspired by Drake.
I mean, he also said this includes Lil Baby, Tyler the Creator, and Jay-Z.
All three of them. Those are dope.
So
Tyler the Creator is like very alternative to me. He was hip hop at one point, but yeah, I see what y'all say now. He's alternative.
We've been saying that.
So what did you think about the other half of the song, Kanye's diss?
I did not expect that from him. It kind of went.
It's very new too, so you can't say it was old.
It kind of
Contradicted
the album.
Yeah.
Which why I don't know if played a role in not being on the album or what. Because also the audio didn't sound mastered. It sounded like a leak. Like that's what a leak sounds like.
Yeah.
Like there was freaking like I heard like this like little static. Like it was like
on Instagram, Andre 3000's verse sounded clear, but on the song that I found, it did not.
I didn't hear it on Instagram. I heard on YouTube like the complete song.
Yeah, that's where I heard it.
All of them sounded as if, it was a recording, like, someone had their phone in recording that shit.
Like, yeah, you got spies everywhere.
Yeah. Drake talked about that.
Yeah.
But I liked it because that's part of Kanye's history. He could do that. But it just kind of contradicted the whole Donda album.
Yeah, especially when, Jay-Z talked to his mom. He was like, we took the red cap. We not capping no more. We going home. Kanye was like, "Where's my red cap?" Like, bro, that's the polar opposite of. That's where that goes back to me saying, like, I feel like he's unsure of himself. Like, where are you going?
I think that goes back to what me and Victor said, that he knows who he is. So if he wants the cap, he can get the cap. Like he has confidence in who he is and confidence he can do what he wants.
So do you think somebody, let's say that's bipolar, do you think they know who they are?
My opinion would be they don't, but
that's why I asked you.
No, my opinion would be no, but I think you're not understanding what we said. Kanye, his mindset, he thinks he knows who he is.
He thinks I don't care what he thinks. I'm saying I don't feel like he knows who he is.
But I can't argue what he thinks. Like if he knows who he is.
So you're just saying Kanye knows who he is because he's saying he knows who he is, but you don't. I mean, you don't have an opinion.
I don't think he's just saying. I think he truly feels he knows who he is.
Right, and you're saying because he's saying that. That's the only reason why you're saying that. You don't really have an opinion on it.
No, I think he found himself on who he is right now.
I don't think so, because like with this song, it contradicts everything.
What if like he wrote that in the moment, and that's why he didn't release it? Who knows? That could have been part of it.
Okay.
Why? There had been reasons why there wasn't pushback from Kanye or a change in it where Kanye did something to make it release. He just went with it. Okay, that's fine. Like, who knows the whole story and why it wasn't released?
Well, I feel like it wasn't released because one, it contradicts what he's talking about. Two, it doesn't match the album.
So you don't think Kanye could have wrote that verse out of frustration?
No.
Yeah. He's not allowed to say something out of frustration like that.
I can see him like tweeting somebody's address out of frustration.
He's learned how not to tweet words. He tweets pictures with addresses. But
I can see him doing that because that's like you're angry. But I feel like making a song about somebody takes time, premeditated. I watch a lot of
Kanye can write a rap pretty fast. I think. I don't think how much time you think.
I think we know when he writes his verses really fast and when he takes his time. This one, it was a good, like, regardless of him dissing Drake and stuff, it was a very good verse. He sounded like I was saying, like a vintage Kanye, like he was in Chicago when he wrote it, Yeah. He's really rapping.
Sound like the third listening party.
It felt like nobody wrote this for him, Yeah. It felt like it was his own words, his own thoughts.
It sounded authentic because, like I said, it sounded like it's something he wanted to get off his chest.
It felt like it was his own words, his thoughts, how he's really feeling.
Kind of like he voiced his frustration on the whole thing.
Yeah, it kind of gave me an insight of where he's at, like the real Kanye. But I like the song. I'm glad Drake released it. Why do you think Drake did that?
Petty?
Yeah. I don't know if it was petty.
Yeah. Why else do it?
One, to get to get Andre to work.
He was not caring about Andre.
I could see that.
If anything, he took money out of Andre. If any type of royalties he would have got from it, like now it's just gone.
So you think that song was going to be on an album now?
I think it would have eventually dropped, yes.
So you can't put that song on an album because it's already leaked?
But at that point, the replay or the play value would be down because everyone already has it on YouTube everywhere.
I don't know because I know Tootsie Slide was out for a while and then he put it on his album. A lot of artists do that.
But he dropped it as a single.
Nah, that came out like
No, he
a
dropped the
while
single,
ago.
then he put it on the album.
I found it on YouTube and it
But
had like
but it dropped as a single eventually. Then he then he put it on the
eventually.
album.
That's what I'm saying.
But he recognized that, so he put it out as a single on streaming
yeah.
services.
So maybe Kanye will do
and
that.
then he put it out on the album.
Yeah. So
so-
maybe Kanye will do that.
Yeah, I mean that's a little different than what you said. Just put it on the album an album.
Well, or put it out as a single, whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, I think it was that, and then also just to like, for me, I felt it was to show like the hypocrisy of Kanye West, because it feels like a lot of people are saying that Kanye is kind of a bad person, you know. Like if you listen to the Breakfast Club and their interview or their opinion of the album, they were saying like behind the scenes he's like a shitty person to like the people around him, and he has like yes men and all this other stuff. So I think that kind of like shed some light on what people are saying.
I haven't really heard more public figures say that besides them.
It's just people that are close to him, I guess. Like who
You
else?
think Charlamagne's close to him?
Who?
Charlamagne?
To the people? Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
They got a
I
pulse.
think he got sources. I don't know if he's close to like.
I mean, Woj got sources, and we trust them. So yeah,
But I mean, Woj is Woj is Woj.
yeah, I guess so. And
You don't
then
even like Woj. Why use it as an example?
we talking about. I do like Woj. I don't think they're his sources, which they're not. But
Every time
okay.
you say Woj bomb, you're like, no,
It's
ESPN
not a Woj
bomb.
bomb. It is. This says
No.
ESPN sources tell Woj.
Let's before we transition to sports
Okay.
on this, let's do Drake.
So, Certified Lover Boy dropped. What was that? Exactly, 28 hours ago now?
I don't know. He dropped too late for me.
So you said you were expecting it to drop at 12 for some reason.
11.
Oh, it was 11
Like
now.
most albums drop at 11 on Friday.
Most albums.
But I guess Drake and Kanye are special. So
Drake dropped at 2 a.m.
yeah, 1
Central
a.m. here.
time?
No, it was 2 a.m. Eastern. 1 a.m. here.
So, Victor, did you hear the album?
Yeah, so I was up and I stayed up till 1.
Bro, you
And
got
it was-
energy,
He's a party.
bro.
He's a party animal.
Yeah, bro,
Oh,
you
yeah.
party, bro.
I woke up and I was listening to it.
This dude normally wakes up at 4.
and I realized like I could stay up 30 more minutes and the album will come out. I have to stay up,
So would you say you're more of a Drake fan or a Kanye fan?
I'd say I'm more of a Kanye fan.
Okay, that's good. Would you say you're more of a Drake fan or a Kanye fan?
Kanye fan.
Okay. I'm impartial.
You're more of a Drake fan. You know this. Don't say this. You're more of a
Okay,
Drake fan.
If I had to say like 50-50, I go Drake.
We know
80,
this.
80-20. What'd you think about the album?
It was good. It surpassed my expectations. I wanted more of that certified lover boy persona, but it was a good album. I liked it all the way around. I added like 5 tracks to playlist,
Yeah.
but it was a good album. It was Drake. Does Drake release bad music?
No, Roy, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Does he release amazing music? Nah.
What's
But he
an-
releases good music.
What's an amazing song to you?
From Drake?
No, like that you would say is an amazing song.
Devil in Your Dress. You just told me to give me an example. I did.
Okay. So a Kanye song.
We talk about Kanye. Why wouldn't that be in my mind?
So, so we got that one. Like that's not a Kanye song. What would be like an amazing song to you?
An amazing song
It's gonna be a rock song
for
isn't it?
hip hop.
Yeah.
Let me think. We just talk about Kanye for an hour. Redbone.
Redbone was good.
That's an amazing song.
But you don't think Drake has any amazing songs?
Yeah, I'm talking about collectively albums. He doesn't have an amazing album.
Oh, I thought you said like songs weren't amazing.
No, I'm saying like collective is an album. He has amazing songs here and there, but as an album, he has. For me personally, he has not given me like that. Oh man, this album's fucking amazing yet.
Got you. Okay.
He hasn't delivered on that. Of course, as many albums he's released, he's gonna have gems in his catalog.
Got you. Okay. So when you said like you wanted that certified lover boy persona, what did you like going into it knowing that it was called that? What did you expect?
For me, I got like with the heart fucking the haircut
Yeah.
and all that. I felt like more of like vulnerable, as in what he wants out of life.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought with the whole persona thing, like what he wants out of life. We got more of like what he's doing, like these women that come at him. He has more money than all them.
Certified lover boy, women. I
No, the type of it. Like I thought it would be like what he wants. I still don't know if he wants to settle down because he mentioned it, but then he mentions how he's just going through cities and giving out loans and shit.
The album cover has like 35 emojis of pregnant women. How are you?
That's why. First of all,
how are you confused?
Horrible album cover.
I know you're not talking.
Like horrible album cover.
How's that horrible?
It's horrible. It's fucking emojis. Like, come on.
What's wrong with that?
It's horrible album
cover.
cover.
Are you gonna get like a hard copy of that? Like, it's
nah,
digital.
Definitely not.
It's NFT. Like, what are you complaining about? I don't understand.
Bro, I hope he does not do it. And I hope like people need to calm down with that shit.
Somebody told me Kanye's a genius because I can close my eyes and see his album cover. You know how stupid that sounds?
That sounds stupid.
Like, come on. Okay.
I can't knock on
oh my god.
Kanye's album cover if I didn't knock on. Wait, did we knock on?
No.
Childish Gambino's album cover, the math one.
I don't even know what the cover was. It was just white, right?
Yeah.
It was white with something.
No, just white.
It wasn't just white.
It was just white.
Well, then Kanye's copying him.
It was just white. It was the math one, I believe.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It's just white.
I don't think it was just white. I think he had something on there.
No, it was just white.
Let's see.
Look it up.
Damn, it's just white. That's wild. I did not know that.
What's that album called?
315 something?
315, okay.
3 something, yeah.
3.5.
The date that it dropped, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
That's so
collectively call
stupid.
it the math album.
Yeah.
Because it's just like
all
numbers.
the tracks
algorithm.
are numbers and shit or something.
And I was talking to somebody yesterday about that, and they were like, "That's a great album."
About what?
Childish Gambino's catalog, and they're like, "Yeah, that album was great, bruh. If you don't stop,
that one
you liked it."
I thought that album has some real cool songs on it.
Couple.
And it's just like one of those albums that because I can't remember the name of it, I'll forget to go back and listen to some
It's
of
an
it.
experimental album.
Yeah, it's very
definitely.
experimental.
Remember too. I mean,
Yeah, it really
not
is
to
white.
digest from Drake too much.
Crazy.
But remember, with that album, it leaked like a week before, and then when it came out, it had like half of the songs were different.
I don't know.
And the leak,
he put it online or something, right?
yeah, and then or I don't know if then there's the leak, but that whatever he put out the week before was great, and then when he put that out, I was like, the fuck is like, damn, why'd you change all this shit up? Like, I don't like it now.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't. I think the cover matches the vibe. Like, I don't understand.
The whiteboard.
And I'm talking about Drake's like Certified Lover Boy, pregnant women emoji.
So what type of context or persona were you thinking about Certified Lover Boy?
So I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be either or. Either he was gonna be vulnerable about like his feelings about women, or he was just gonna be going through city to city plowing women.
No, but that's a fence answer. You can't expect it both. Like
no, I
which
said I
one?
thought it was gonna be either or.
That means you had an expectation it could be one or the other.
Yeah.
So that means that's Drake. One of those is always Drake.
No. The whole album. I don't think that was the
that
concept.
type of content Drake has. It's gonna be one of those.
No, I'm saying based on this album, I thought it was gonna be that. Like when Drake drops, the Scorpion. What was that about? That was him like responding to Pusha T and talking about his son.
Had a lot of
that
throwaways,
wasn't
though.
about women that he's banging.
Yeah.
Take Care. He was talking about people. Like I don't understand. That was like more of a weekend album. I don't understand like saying that that's one or the other when it comes to Drake.
You don't think Drake mentions women a lot?
Yeah, but that's not his whole album concept, which I feel like was with this one.
But you don't think it's a theme in most of his albums?
You just asked me that.
No, now I'm asking. Do you think it's a theme in most of his albums?
No, not at all.
No. Okay.
But yeah, with this album, I really enjoyed it. It had the one song that I just couldn't do is Too Sexy.
I didn't like that one either. I skipped it.
I played it so many times and I just can't get into it.
I don't know. The sample was there. I just didn't like it.
I think it was maybe Future's verse that kind of messes it up for me.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to like it though.
If we're being honest, Future talks about the same thing every time. Verse, hook,
yeah.
Black Panther album, it don't matter. He's gonna talk about lean and Percocets. It does not matter.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to like it because when I talk about like I want diversity from Drake, that beat was different.
Okay.
You don't think that beat was different than the album?
I do.
Okay, so I didn't like it. the music video made it more tolerable because it was
Yeah,
comedic.
I like the music video. That's I liked it the
For real,
most
like
on there.
I started watching it, and it was more like if I'm watching a show and that was just the background music.
Yeah, yeah. He's good at
That-
making you
that freaking,
making you
wet.
smile.
I
Yeah,
was laughing. I love that.
but yeah, that's the only song I just couldn't get into. That Caribbean song on there, I kind of didn't like it the first go around, but replaying it,
The one with Tim's.
yeah,
That was a Tim song like that.
that was really good.
that he
I thought that was a girl.
he. Oh yeah, was it?
I think it was a girl.
He jumped on their song. That's what it sounded like.
That was a good song. I like he has like a little break in between with that one lady that sings the whole song. He doesn't rap on there or nothing. I like that song.
But why does it say featuring Drake?
I don't know. That it never happens. My favorite song is "In Too Deep" because of the Houston sample. Like when you hear that guitar, you just know automatically Houston if you're from Texas. And I think he really encapsulate that. He had like a Houston aisle because he did that one and then TSU. Then he switches up the beat.
Did you like Future on that one?
Yeah, I like Future on that one. I didn't like Future on the other one. Future really I think that one could be a hit. "In Too Deep" if they like bleep out a lot of the parts. But that's my favorite song.
Bleep out half the shit.
Yeah, "Poppy's Home," that was a great song. Second song on the album.
Okay.
Like at first I thought it was about his son. I was like, oh shit, he's talking about he has other kids. He's talking about these rappers.
Yeah.
That was great. That was
That
a
is
play
hope.
on. Yeah, I like that. I really think he had a lot of songs that were not only about just banging women, which is what I thought it was going to be about. He was talking about rappers. He was talking about where he's at with life. He's talking about his mental health. Like for people to say it was like one dimensional is kind of
Did
like
he
weird
really-
for me.
Like, what he does is that he touches those topics. Like he just touches.
Like he
on-
has full songs about it.
No, he touches. But did he really like dive deep into his mental health?
Well, he had a full song about it. Yeah.
Which one?
It wasn't the one with Jay-Z. Which one was it? Let me see. I think it was towards the end. He was talking about how he can't pay his friends back and all this stuff because they've done so much for him.
That wasn't No Friends
Way
in the
too
Industry?
sexy.
Or
No,
Him?
I don't think it was that one. Maybe Get Along Better. I think it was.
I don't know if it was that one.
I think it was Get Along Better.
Mm.
Or The Remorse, one of those.
Mm.
But yeah, he was talking about that. He touches a little bit on his son, how he's happy with him and stuff.
All he mentions is he's cool. Like
His
he
son's
didn't-
cool.
Yeah, like that he loves his son. There wasn't like
So I say, he
like
touched
I
on
don't
it.
know how his fatherhood's going. He didn't talk about it really. He just touched it, like I said.
Yeah, that's what I said. He touched on it.
I wouldn't say that because he touched on it that made it a topic on the album.
Well, I didn't say his son was a topic on it. I want to say he touched on it. I said he did talk about his mental health. He talks about where he's at right now. He talks about women. He talks about people trying to like backstab him, which makes sense.
Yeah.
He talks about where he feels he's at in hip hop right now, being in his prime, his golden years.
Is he in his prime?
I think Drake is in his prime right now.
I think this album kind of put him back into the conversation of being in his prime.
When was Drake out of the conversation?
Did you like Scorpion?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like this album more than Scorpion, though.
Yeah.
I think Scorpion wasn't the album we were supposed to get because of the Pusha
But
T
like
beef.
releasing Scorpion, it doesn't matter if we were supposed to not. He released it.
Yeah.
With that, you thought he was in his prime?
No, I think he's in his prime right now.
That's what you just said when I thought he wasn't. It was Scorpion. You said no.
No, I said you don't think he was in his prime in Scorpion.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, I guess.
But you think he was in his prime with Scorpion?
Damn, I'm gonna have to say yes. I think he's
what?
I think he's been in his prime since. If you're reading this, it's too late.
That's a big.
Yeah, he's fucking LeBron right now. Like, dude, yeah. I think he's been in his prime since. If you're reading this, it's too late.
He's Kevin Durant.
Absolutely not.
He's Kevin Durant.
He doesn't carry. He doesn't team up with people. People team up with him. I would say Kanye, if we're not comparing him to Kyrie Irving, he be KD because he teams up with all these people to put on his album, and they carry him.
LeBron teams up with people. What are you talking about?
Who does LeBron go to be on their team?
These people come to LeBron.
That's what I just said.
No, but like
Okay.
LeBron.
We're done here.
Nah, he's not. He's more of KD.
That makes zero sense.
But as in, he's always there. He's always being talked about. But is he really?
LeBron is literally the one
No,
that's
listen.
always being talked about.
KD's always talked about.
Over
a lot
LeBron?
of people love.
Do they talk about
But
KD
listen,
more
bro,
than LeBron?
Listen.
This makes no sense.
they talk about KD a
About to
lot.
be a bad take.
He's always like considered to be in people's top offensive scorer, and that's Drake. But has he really done is he done anything amazing?
Yes, he's
Nah.
breaking records. He has all
Bro,
these.
we don't
Grammy-
talk about digital sales.
Okay, so what do you? Okay, so he's an artist, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna say we're not talking about all these things that he's accomplished. So what are you gonna say that he's gonna accomplish? Like what do we have left?
I don't know, man. I just want
Okay, so
something
how are you
else
gonna-
from Drake.
How are you gonna say what has he accomplished? And then when I tell you what he's accomplished, you're like, nah.
Nah,
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm talking about like musically. I just want something else from him.
What do you want from him?
I don't know.
So you
It's just when
that
I
doesn't
listen.
make
no,
sense.
When I listen to Drake, it sounds like Drake. I just want something.
Oh, we're back to this now.
I don't know. I just want something different to show me. You know what? Fuck this. I can do something else and still be badass.
Has Drake done that yet?
Not to me.
Has he had one sound this whole time?
I feel like he's trademarked the Drake sound. Yes,
So what is Drake's sound to you?
bro. Like
Drake's sound is
I
a
don't
whole
know.
lot of
Explain it
sounds.
besides like when you listen to Drake, you know what type of beat he would be on. You know like what it is.
All right, so if somebody were to ask me, "Hey, yo, Chris, what's Future sound? Codeine, pill popping, trap rap.
That's content. What sound? Okay, trap rap. Okay, you even said trap rap.
That's
Yeah.
Future sound."
Okay.
When I ask you what's Drake sound, you stumble because it's hard to pinpoint.
Drake is generic hip hop beats.
So his beats are generic.
That's I think the standard for like hip hop right now. The beats he uses. For a while, what he's been using,
So Drake's sound is generic beats.
it's what you would think hip hop sounds like.
What content does Drake have? Because I gave you Future, Percocets, and drugs. What's Drake's one sound apparently? What is his one content that he gives you apparently?
Women. He talks a lot about women. What are you talking about?
Okay, cool. That makes zero sense. So Kanye doesn't have one sound?
Definitely not. You think 808's the same as Jesus?
How many 808s does he give
Is
you?
yes or no?
Yeah.
How are they the same?
I mean, one. Okay.
How are they the
Okay,
same?
they're not the same album. You're right.
Okay, so now let's do my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Is that the same as Jesus is King?
No.
That's already 4 different albums that have different sounds.
808s.
That's 4 albums.
My Beautiful Twisted Fantasy, and then you said which one?
Jesus,
That's 3.
and then Jesus is King. I mentioned Jesus,
Jesus
is
is
King.
King. Okay.
They're all different.
The Life of Pablo isn't like Jesus is King.
Nah, Jesus King took it to a different step.
So he took that album up to another step. So it's like it. Okay.
So
cool.
I gave you 4 albums.
So
that are
Donda's not
4
like
different things.
So Donda's not like The Life of Pablo or Jesus is King
Yes, Donda is.
or Yeezus.
I never said Donda was revolutionary in sound.
Okay, so he does make songs that are
He
or
does
albums
make
that are the
albums.
same.
Yes.
Okay,
Who
so
said he didn't?
you make it seem like he doesn't.
No, I just want something from Drake that's different.
Okay, so
And you mentioned Kanye. Kanye's given me different sounds.
so Drake's never giving you different sound.
Nah.
So he's always giving you Marvin's Room.
Yeah, when it comes to like just like
So
all,
he's
all
al-
his stuff steams steams from the same thing. It's just it sounds like not continuous album, but you can easily get to where he is from Marvin's Room.
So all of his songs sound like Hotline Bling.
Yeah,
Really?
you know it's a no.
Okay, so it's no.
question.
Okay,
It's-
cool.
it's
Because you're
that-
saying
no,
all his songs are
listen,
the same, but then you're like they're
his-
not the same.
His core, all of it can steam from like what he's good at. All of his.
That's
music
with
can steam
every
from-
artist though. That's such a generic statement.
That's why the artists are not held in the top. Like
What?
say again, Kanye. You can't steam from the same core as like those 4 different albums I gave you.
Kanye's core is Christian based, his faith. Like, what are you talking about? Jesus walks.
I'm talking about
what are you
like
talking
his
about?
sound.
His sound is like faith based.
Those 4 different albums didn't have 4 different sounds.
No, but they steam from a core. That's what you said, right?
No, so they had the same sounds. Those 4 albums.
They steam from a core.
That's not my question. Did those 4 albums have the same sound?
Some of them, yeah. Some of the songs did have the same
I'm
song.
talking about the album in general. Did they have the same sound?
In general, no.
Okay.
Some songs, yes.
Okay. So you're
Okay.
proving my point. Okay.
Not really. You're saying
You're
that-
saying they have different sounds.
So, because Kanye's dropped like 4 different albums, he's different, but Drake's dropped all these albums and they're all the same to you?
Yeah, they have the same core. Yeah.
So all of his albums exceed your expectation then, because that's what you said with this one.
No, this one, the bars. I like the bars. I like what he said a lot.
But from what you said, he has the same thing. This is what you expect from him.
He did exceed. I told you he exceeded my expectations from here. but he didn't like take it up to a notch where like, wow, this is complete different from the Drake I wanted, or from the Drake that I was
So
expecting.
all of his albums are good to you then?
Yeah, they're all good.
What do you give this album? What do you rate it?
7.
I gave it a 9 because I just didn't like one song. What were your thoughts on this one,
You
Victor?
just didn't like one song?
Yeah, I didn't like Too Sexy.
Man, on this one, I've only listened to it that one time that I stayed up late to
Sounds
listen
like
to
Jeremy.
it. So I'm gonna need to listen to it again before I give it like a proper rating. But
Just
while-
give it a we'll come back to it rating.
Yeah, to give it a welcome back to it rating, I'd give it about like a 7 as well because I had a good time listening to it. I was playing video games while it was going on, and
Yeah.
I didn't have to like skip anything, or it felt like the mood pretty much stayed consistently the same
That's
throughout the
Drake,
whole
yeah.
listen. Yeah, so
Do you think
It was
Let
enjoyable.
let it play.
mhm.
Do you think this album was more lyrical than Kanye's album?
That's a good question. Hold on.
Somebody said, "Hi, what happened to Lady Orphelia con la Donda? Are you all friends?" Kenny Man said, "True. It was a wash verse for 3 stacks." That's disrespectful.
Who said that?
That's disrespectful.
Who said it was a wash verse?
Kenny said it was washed.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
You need to ban that, man. No. Wash verse? Okay.
Yeah, that was a great verse. Man, you're really thinking about this.
No, I think Drake was more lyrical than Kanye.
Okay. Who had so the Jay verse, you said Jay had the better verse
Jay had the better verse?
from his album than Kanye's album.
You mean Drake?
No, Jay-Z's verse on Drake's album versus Kanye's album.
Yeah, you said Jay had the better
Verse.
Drake had the better Jay verse.
Yeah. I think Kanye had some of the better features if we're comparing like the same, because they had pretty similar artists on their albums. I
Yeah.
think Kanye got a better Little Baby verse.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think Kanye won everything else except Cudi.
Yeah, I like the Lil Durk verse. For some reason, Lil Durk like steps it up when he's on a Drake album, and this was a very good Durk verse. So yeah, I gave this one a 9. I think it was a very good album. Yeah, I think I don't know. Wait,
How much replay value you think is there for the album?
It's hard to say right now because I haven't like stopped playing it. I
Damn, man, you
Yeah.
a stan, bro.
not really. I think a stand is gonna be somebody that like buys the vinyl, like you, the
I
shirt,
like physical copies of stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna buy this.
the literature, like you.
So
You're not gonna buy the Kanye stuff, the Kanye vinyl. Just buy
Yeah.
a black disc and say you bought it. Like, ain't gonna be a cover on
bro,
there.
I play my vinyl, bro. I don't just
Yeah.
buy it to store.
Okay,
I play it.
yeah.
But it was good.
I think of horror movies with people who have like vinyls that they're playing. Doesn't it go like that little
Yeah.
noise?
Yeah, crappy player. Yeah.
That's scary. But yeah, I gave it a 9.
I just want to like appreciate that we got 2 good albums from artists.
What'd you give it? You said 7?
7.
It's still a
Yeah.
7?
Bro,
'Cause
because
you-
came out yesterday.
I thought you said it was a 7 when you first listened to it. Then you said it had like 16 out of 21 songs that you liked.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
That's in
But then you
between
said
7
you
and 8.
liked, because originally one of the songs you didn't like was the first one,
Yeah, I didn't like the first one.
Champagne Poppy,
and then
right?
on the replay,
No, it wasn't Champagne
yeah,
Poppy.
Champagne
It
Poetry.
It's called Poetry?
Yeah.
He has some dope title names.
So he's made for IG captions. But
Yeah.
on the replay, Poetry came out better, and Poppy's Home just didn't
I like
do it.
it.
That was the one with the lesbian line, right?
No, that's Girls Like Girls.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Poppy's Home, was that the one Daddy's Coming Home that he says?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one.
that one on the repeat, it just, I think it's one of those you hit it once and it's
I like it because of like he has like this album reminds me a lot like St. John's album, Collection 1, where he has a lot of gems that you have to I have to keep listening. I'm like, oh shit, he
Yeah.
said that. He said this.
And the biggest difference for me could be the week that I've had to digest Kanye's album compared to like 24 hours for
Man,
this.
I'll tell you this. I switched real quick. There was no delay.
No.
I was bumping like the Jesus is King Kanye 8 songs for like until Friday, and then like I switched over. Like no
Friday.
hesitation. Yeah.
I wanted I mean, from this album for me, like the ones that are playlists are Fair Trade, Pipe Down, No Friends in Industry, and 7 a.m. Like, and Race My Mind's my favorite.
You didn't like In Too Deep?
It's not playlist for me. It was a
You
good song.
tripping? So
No,
where are
Waste
you
My
from?
Mind's like my favorite.
Where are you
absolutely.
from?
Here, fool.
I feel like you're not from Texas if you don't like that song.
I didn't say I like it. I didn't say I didn't add it to the playlist.
That's what that means to me.
No, it doesn't.
Like, if I'm adding a song to a playlist, that means I like it.
Yes, but if you don't add it, doesn't mean you don't like it. I think Into Deep went with the album. Like, I'm going to listen to it when I replay the album. It's not a skip. So every song you didn't skip went to in playlist.
Yeah, it's that whole
I
album.
don't
The playlist is there. The album.
So for every album, every song that's not a skip is a playlist song.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think that's the
I think so.
definition of liking or not liking it. What do you think, Victor, on that? Like, does liking a song automatically means it goes to other playlists?
Because that was my process with the Kanye album.
Nah, sometimes it's a good song for the album, so it just goes with the album.
Maybe more so for like a Drake album, because I feel like his songs are, you know, more playlist friendly.
Of course.
But
Playlist poppy.
Playlist friendly, yeah.
But
But in general, do you think that's what it means? Like, if you like a song, it has to go to a playlist?
nah, because you can just like a song and it's just a totally different type of song or, you know,
Yeah.
type of mood.
I don't know. And then I guess we're done with the albums. That was my rating, guys. So we're done. Like, we've been recording for like an hour now.
7 and 8, you had a 4 and a 9?
Yeah, 4 and 9.
That's disrespectful.
Man, your
But you know
album,
what it is?
your ratings are pretty close. I was surprised. I feel like
I was at the. I was getting my honest opinion on Drake. Like, when I heard that, I was like, damn. Like, I can't fake that this album's good. Like, it's not good. Like, it's good.
I feel like you wanted to hate it though.
Nah, I just went in there with an expectation and he exceeded. And it's a good album. Like, I don't know what you wanted. Like, I like the album.
I went in to Donda expecting. What did I expect? That would have been a good question. I would have expected vulnerability from Donda, and I didn't get that. I think that's why it was so low for me. Donda chant was kind of weird when I first heard it. I was like, "Oh shit, this is."
That was the only thing that was like almost an automatic skip on the
I wanted
first
to skip-
listen.
yeah, I was
But-
like, I don't know if he's gonna start rapping or something.
So I was like, you know what? I can't fucking do it. Like, it's my first run through. Just how long can it actually be? And I was like, oh shit, it's still on.
It reminded me of like when they did that. On one hand, I was like, this is weird, but on the other hand, I'm like, oh shit, it's about to be that type of album where he's vulnerable. And it reminded me of Lil Wayne's album, the one where he had his mom on there and she was crying and shit. I'm like, this is sad, but that song and then the second song, I forgot what it was, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going, because he had like the church fusion of like church and
because that was the second one, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he had the choir where he fuses that with like the rap beats and stuff. That's what I wanted more of, and I didn't get it. So that's why it was a low rating for me.
I really like the line that Kanye said on the Life of the Party when he's like,
Not even the album.
No, I'm just because you talk about the Donda chant.
Yeah.
When he said my ghostwriter is Donda, that means to me that means that as a son he really paid attention to what his mother said, and that inspired a lot of his writing.
Was it his writing that's inspired of him like
Or his thoughts or whatever.
telling his ghostwriters?
But for me, that was the concept of, is that saying that means that you really like listened to her when she was here, and that's still with you, and that inspires like your ideas or whatnot.
What do you think Marilyn Manson wrote on here?
Bro, I don't know what Marilyn Manson wrote. He was the one that I was like, the fuck?
He was at the house.
He was at the
Like,
house.
Satan himself.
So I don't
I
know.
thought he was going to be on Heaven or Hell. It would have made more sense.
So I don't know why people are bringing up that each of them had somebody with like an assault case.
What are you talking about?
Drake and what's it called?
Kanye?
Kanye.
Yeah.
Because Marilyn Manson has an open
He
case.
got bigger.
He has an open case against him.
Yeah.
But Marilyn Manson, all he did was he did a layer, like vocal layers. He didn't actually have like.
Did you hear it?
No. But I mean, when I look it up, it's just vocal layer. He layered with. With
It
Kanye.
says what he wrote.
Well, not that what he wrote. That he sung it with Kanye, like it was just layered.
Huh. I think I did some due diligence on the R. Kelly input on the album.
It's official.
I saw that. I looked it up to see what he contributed, so I know where to skip. it was just a toilet flush in the background. So
Is it really that?
yeah. Yeah.
So why does he have writing credit? Wouldn't that be
'Cause he-
credit to the sound?
you can't like how do you invoice a toilet flush?
Because wouldn't that be the producer gets the credit for that?
He produced the pee.
He produced the P. Oh.
But I mean,
why would you use a toilet first? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
shout out to R. Kelly. I don't know. These
No,
are
not
these
R.
are
Kelly. I'm talking about like Drake and Ford. Like, why use the toilet flush?
He was there. I guess I don't know. Maybe he was walking by.
What, that's
He probably was like, "Hey guys, I just got out of court. Can I use your restroom?" And they were recording. They're like, "Sure,
bro.
Kelly."
That's more awkward. Why are you talking about Drake recording it?
No, I'm saying they were recording, and they was like, "Sure, Kelly, we don't want to have any issues, so just leave the door open. We won't look." And his toilet flush somehow got on the album, so they credit him.
I want to know why they put it on the album.
Because it was a good, like,
It was a good flush.
it was a good take, and like all the other ones weren't as good, so I mean they had to use it.
so that it looked flush. That was the best flush.
Drake's take was on there, and he's like, I can't pawn the replay,
Yeah.
so they was like, we got to keep it.
Drake used. I mean, not Drake. He doesn't produce it, but like there was a lot of good samples that they used. Every song was sampled.
I wouldn't say every song.
Like 95% of the album was sampled.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
Rick
think so.
James one, that was nice. That was the one that he also sampled Biggie. The Intoxicated.
I don't know.
What do you know? It's a direct. They even
I got-
sampled the words.
I got to do diligence. I got to do that. I didn't see any sample credits. But yeah, before I guess we wrap up,
Well, let's go some sports.
like damn, Roy, we've
Yeah.
been recording for like an hour. All right, go ahead and knock out the sports section.
All right. So NFL opening day.
I'm tired.
Cowboys in Tampa. We know who we got each. I got Cowboys. You got
All right,
Cowboys.
so just to put it on wax, Victor, we got a wager going on. Cowboys versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot. I keep forgetting. Who do you have winning?
I got the Cowboys.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he's a Cowboy
Yeah.
fan.
Yep.
Bro, we in Texas. I feel like you're
It's
not.
our
Are you from here?
season.
I don't think Cowboys is
Are
a
you from here?
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think
Cowboys
you're
is
from
like
here.
a Texan thing. A lot of people are Cowboy fans, like Laker fans. There's a lot of like Laker
But
fans.
Lakers
throughout
fans
the
because of Kobe. Kobe's everywhere. Like
No.
Chicago.
city.
What do you mean?
I don't
no?
think
Yeah.
there's a lot of Knicks fans, but there's certain teams that transition.
Cowboys is a Texas thing, bro.
There's certain teams that
The
transcend.
Damn
like,
logo's a
states.
star.
No,
What do you mean? No, it is.
it's not exclusive to like. There's people that are like not Texans that are Cowboys.
That's definitely
What-
true. We're America's team. You
Yeah,
know,
we're
that's part
America.
of
You know
our-
what?
that's
That's
part of
right.
our
You know what? It's
brand.
not. It's America's thing, not Texas
Like
thing.
y'all don't get a crazy title like that for nothing. But yeah, I got the Bucks. We have a bet going. He gives me $20 American if
Ooh.
the
I
Cowboys.
thought
lose.
it was food.
I wanted food, but you said no.
Okay, I'll do $20.
$20
Much
on the
better.
line.
But yeah,
Get that.
you can go.
Yeah, I'll send you my Cash App so when I request the money.
And then what's the other one?
Let's do.
You say let's do. This is your take.
Yeah, I'm curious on the Saints in Green Bay because of all the theories on what they picked. Did you see that? They
I
posted?
don't understand what that meant. I was reading a
So
lot of words.
because of the Saints, like they can't play at home because of the field because of the storm. So they got to pick where they play the game because it was
Anywhere?
a home game. Yeah,
At any stadium.
I don't know the context, but they had choices, and they picked that choice.
Man, that's so stupid. I hope they have to win. You can't do all that fucking capping and then lose the game. Like all this useless research. Like,
Like
the ticket
longest
prices, the plane tickets for these type of fans. Like Aaron Rodgers' score at the stadium. That still was kind of high to me though. His quarterback win
But
percentage.
Was it 3 to 4? 3 and
Yeah.
4?
Like
That's pretty low for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has a really great winning
He had
percent.
a 3 out of 4 wins there.
No, it was 3 wins, 4 losses. I thought.
I thought it was 3 out of 4.
That was 3 wins.
Like
4
they played
losses.
4 times, he won 3. I thought that's
I don't
how I
know.
read it.
I don't know.
Cause that I'm like,
But his passer rating was only like 78%.
I don't know what that means. Like
Then the max is like 1 something.
it goes to 100 or over 100.
Over 100.
That's crazy. How do you exceed 100%?
So passer, quarterback passer rating. That's the one stat that even like sports broadcasters talk about. I don't know how they even say. I don't know where it comes from. It just happens.
How do you exceed 100%? Did you pass it to him? It went up in the air and somebody else caught it? Like
That's why it's like who knows. Like
that's so weird.
okay, so a good game. With teams that I want.
I'm gonna take the Packers on that one.
I got the Saints.
Who's their quarterback?
They're going to do Winston.
I keep calling him Carson Winston.
Why?
But yeah, because they both got similar names, like Russell
Just
Wilson.
remember, one's hurt, one's not.
Like Russell Wilson and Russell Westbrook. I always get them
It's two
confused.
different sports.
I know, but
I
they're
get
still
it.
they're Russell what?
But
Russell what?
They both have Russell,
I know Russell what?
James Winston, and Carson Wentz.
See? Wentz.
At least Russell and Russell
'Cause
have
we-
the same name.
Because we say their last names mostly. Nobody says Carson a lot in
No.
my circles.
I'm
gonna take-
because we don't talk about him how he's hurt.
I'm gonna take the Packers.
All right. So the Cardinals versus the
Who do
Titans.
you got, Victor?
Oh, yeah.
I think I got Green Bay in that one.
I think Aaron
Okay.
Rodgers is happy.
I don't think he's happy.
Go.
No, he's like, I now got to travel to Jacksonville.
He can
or,
say whatever he wants now. He's emboldened. He's gonna put on a show.
bro, he really pointed at the player and then went and got him.
Yeah. Like
Bro, he plays
he's trying to
fantasy
get
right
he's trying
now.
to get Matthew. What's the guy?
Yeah.
That older they didn't
Clay
get him, did they?
Matthews.
They didn't get him, did they?
I don't think so, but they're trying
Like,
to get Clay
bruh,
Matthews.
like stop. He's terrible.
He's
But
past
go
his
ahead.
prime.
Yeah.
So two teams I have doing well this season, Cardinals and the Titans. Both teams I have doing well.
Oh,
Who do you pick?
I'm gonna go Titans.
Shout
Shout out
Titans.
to Kenny.
Titans are at home. I don't know if that
Oh, that
changes.
game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Titans.
Victor.
They got what's his name on there, right?
Who?
They picked up somebody from Houston, I thought.
You're talking about Titans?
Yeah. Because they got Derrick Henry, and I thought they picked up somebody else.
I don't know who the Titans have.
The dude, I think it was on the Texans, and then they maybe it was the Cardinals that got him.
The Hawks traded Julio Jones.
Are you
to-
thinking about Hopkins? Hopkins is
Yeah.
a Cardinal.
No, Hopkins
He
is
used to be-
Cardinals, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Julio Jones go there?
Yeah.
To the Titans?
Yes.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go
Who you got,
Titans.
Victor?
I also got the Titans taking that
I'm
one.
gonna take Cardinals. So this should be a game: Pittsburgh versus the Bills. Bills at home. I got the Bills.
I'm going to go Bills as well. Is Ben Roethlisberger, he's not injured or nothing, right?
Nah, he's good.
Why does it feel like everybody disrespecting him this season?
I think because he's been like, what's the best way?
He had
to say it?
a perfect
He's-
season.
He's been like just above average, so he's been like good to great, but not compared to the other top tiers. Does that make sense? Like he's a solid quarterback. He's better than the average, but he's not Patrick Mahomes or Russell.
Would you say him or
Russell Wilson.
Cam?
I'll take Big Ben over Cam.
Right now?
Hmm?
Is he still mobile? I didn't watch any of his games.
I don't know if he's ever been mobile, but yeah, he can move a little bit.
Can he take, like, to get out of the way?
He can take a hit.
Still, though?
Yeah. You think Cam's gonna find a job?
No. I don't think
Not
so.
even a backup job?
That's what I was thinking. No. I didn't think he was going to get a starting job.
You think he's gonna find a job, Victor?
Probably not a starting job. He could.
No.
I don't know. It's up to him if he wants to be a backup or not. It feels like at this point because I feel like he could be a good backup option to have.
I mean, well,
for a lot of
I told,
teams.
like I said, that he's better than 99% of the backups. Easy.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But is he gonna sign a backup job?
It didn't sound like it. Because
It takes a lot to do that.
he tweeted about,
I'm not
better.
worse than 32 or people or
and I was listening to Shannon Sharp's take, and apparently backups do a lot of, like, grunt work. I thought they just practice,
No.
but they do a lot of, like, pale work. They go do shit. Like, they're assistants. Like, I don't want to be no assistant.
Can you imagine?
I'm an
Give me a
MVP.
latte, Cap. Like, okay.
Like I'm an MVP. I got fedoras.
Right.
Like, stop that.
So another good game is going to be the Chiefs versus the Browns. Chiefs at home. That's going to be a good opening day game.
I'm gonna go Browns.
Ooh, that's a good one. What do you got?
Really, I got the Chiefs. I think combination of the home field advantage, it being the first game and all, but that'd be
go Browns.
crazy if the Browns win. That
I think
one.
they have some. I think they're trying to prove that last year wasn't a fluke.
So I'm going with the Browns.
Oh,
I think for
oh.
the fact that
That's wild. He hates me too.
the Kansas City's run just has to slow down soon, and I just think this would be what, year 4 on the run.
something like that.
They
like-
haven't gone to they won the Super Bowl 4 years in a row.
No, this is be the 4th year if they do like another like great run. They went twice,
Yeah.
but the year before they were still winning regular season like crazy. So I just feel like it's gonna slow down a little bit. Not crazy, but like get those 12 wins.
Yeah, they're like the LeBron status. They're not trying to be first seed the whole time. They just want to make the playoffs
Yeah. So
and then play.
I think they're gonna have like 12 wins. I haven't looked at their schedule today, but I'm gonna throw up 12 wins. So I think the Browns are gonna be a loss.
You think they're gonna be a win? You think they're gonna lose to the Browns?
Yes,
Okay,
the
I
Browns
thought
are going to be a loss. There's going to be a loss to the Browns.
Oh, okay. You got some
So
lawyer
what
talk.
else? Should be a good game too. Ravens versus Raiders. Raiders at home. That's Monday Night Football.
I'm gonna go Ravens.
Ravens. I got the Raiders.
I could see the Raiders taking that one too.
I got
That's gonna be a
Ravens.
cool game.
He has a very good winning percentage. Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Since he started, I think he's like in single digits in losses. I think he's still there.
I think he's like at 12 or 13 losses.
I thought he was still in single digits,
No, I think he's at 12, 13.
but I'm gonna go there.
Do you think Lamar Jackson's going to have a good year? I mean, okay, so do you think he's going to have a deep playoff year? Because in football, that's what it is.
What does that mean? Like
Like
first
is he,
round, second round, sixth
I'm going
round?
to say he can go to at least the second round in the playoffs.
That's a deep for you.
I'm just going to say that for him. You think he's going to second round?
Where did he go last year? Same. Did they make the playoffs last year? I think they did.
Yeah. But you think he's going to go to second round this year?
He didn't. They didn't get anybody, did they? So no. I think it's probably first round. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna get out of the second round.
Yeah, I think the same. I think especially by the time they're in the playoffs, like he doesn't have enough help to like
Yeah, they're really
whatever he has
disrespecting
right
him.
now. If they have any type of injuries by then, it's just gonna be worse.
And it's wild because he hasn't signed like a big contract yet, so it's not like they don't have money to go out and get somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't hear that he's like an asshole, so I don't know why people don't want to go there.
Who knows?
I've never been to Baltimore, so I don't know if is it snow up there?
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Maybe it's too cold. I don't know.
Now we Tony Romo. He couldn't
Yeah.
play in the cold.
Yeah,
His November record was it or no? Was it like his November record was perfect, but his December record's like 20% wins and 8% losses or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Man,
maybe-
which would piss me off because those are always the games where you can make the playoffs. Instead, you
Right.
finish 8-8. You're so close because you're in the NFC East.
It was
That's
like
what they
four. It was like what 4 or 5 years in a row, like 16-0 in like November. Then December comes off. Fuck, it's December.
yeah. So
So
I think first
do you
round.
think Deshaun Watson's gonna move? You think he's gonna move a team? You think he's gonna move?
before start day?
I'm gonna say
Start day.
nah, because it's no start date's like a week away. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say before the third week.
Before the third game?
Yeah.
Why don't you say that? Nah, I don't think he's leaving this season. I think they're gonna iron out these kinks.
Even after what they already said,
34-12. That's his record.
Yeah.
That's
I was
pretty
close.
good.
I said 13.
I think he said 12 losses. Did you say?
I said 13.
I thought you said 12.
So do you, even after what Houston said that he's basically gonna just ride the bench?
Yeah, like that means he's not leaving. He has like what 2 years left?
Does that mean they don't want to leave, or that means they're not getting what they want?
They're probably not getting what they want because he's disgruntled. So it's not like teams are gonna offer a lot of like options to him.
But he's disgruntled because he's in Houston.
Right. So it's not like, oh, like it's basically teams are telling them, what are you willing to give us to take him off your hands? It's not like they have like this happy player that wants to go. And he has a no trade clause, so he's pretty picky too. So it's not like they can trade him anywhere.
No, he didn't. I thought he waived it when he said he want.
I don't know.
I
didn't
think
hear
they.
that.
I think they will waive it when they request a trade.
He has to approve it. That's what I'm saying. He has a no trade clause. So if they say we're going to send you to Baltimore, he can say no. That's what I mean. He can still determine where he goes through that no trade clause. So nah, I think he's going to be there.
Man, that's some money on the bench, bro.
Who wants to go to Houston? That's like Compton right now. They got the worst team. Like, who wants to go there?
Even in basketball, bro. Like you don't. What are they doing?
I don't know. Well, this Texas all the. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't disrespect the Mavs like that. But
The Mavs
Rockets are rebuilding though. That was just 1 year. James Harden just left.
What are they gonna do this year? They didn't do last year.
Rebuild. Like we got to get some
Are
people.
they gonna win anything?
No, because they're rebuilding. It's
How
year
long?
one.
How long are you gonna give them?
8 years.
Yeah. 8 number one
Like
picks.
when my driver's license expires, then we'll
Then
see.
we'll circle back to be like, nah, they're
Yeah,
they suck.
Yeah, like give them 8 first-round picks and let's see what they do with them.
So they Cleveland without LeBron right now.
Basically, like yeah,
They're gonna draft their Kyrie Irving soon.
they should be set in about 8 years.
I'm real. Like, I want to see what Oklahoma does, just because they got 3 million picks. Like, I want.
They're gonna do the same thing they did before they had those 3 million picks. Like Oklahoma is like Houston as well.
Draft another KD.
No, they get well. Yeah, I think they are, and then they're gonna give them away to somebody else.
KD has to be their best draft pick. No, I don't know.
They had so many great players walk through the door and walk out.
As the franchise in general, or just Oklahoma?
Oklahoma or the franchise in general, because they had
Gary Payton.
they had a whole
Sean Kemp.
they had a whole roster at one point. They had Pascal on their team, right?
Mhm.
They had Pascal. They had Harden, Westbrook, KD. Was Zaza on their team? They had a starting five.
Steven Adams was good when he was there.
Like-
And then what's that other dude?
I
Cantor. What's his name?
Enes Kanter.
Yeah.
I think I said Houston or Oklahoma's like they've had the best team to never do anything or something like that. I forgot what I said.
People's argument, I've said that too, but people's argument was that was right outside those players becoming great, because they had Westbrook, Harden, and KD on the same team together.
Right.
But a lot of people's argument is that Harden wasn't Harden until he left, and Westbrook wasn't able to play Westbrook till KD left.
I hate that narrative because that's the same thing with LeBron. Like when a player leaves to like a bottom feeding team and they start hooping, they're like, look, he's hooping without LeBron at home.
Now, to be fair,
I don't understand that.
Harden was not the Harden today that he was with Oklahoma.
But I don't think it was because I think it was the coach that they had. Because
so?
once he had, was it Daryl or D'Antoni? Because D'Antoni made him the focal point of the Rockets. I don't think was D'Antoni there year one when he went there.
I don't think so.
And like, do we remember him on the like? We don't remember Harden before D'Antoni. So I think a lot of the credit goes to him because he put that battery in his back and made him a little better than KD.
So, but how would you be able to do that if you already have KD and Westbrook? How would you have done that for Harden on that Oklahoma City Thunder team?
I don't know. I would start by taking him off the bench
I agree.
because he's very a Swiss Army knife. So it's not like he can play one position. He could go off the ball. He could distribute. Like it's not like he's.
But would you
pigeonholed.
agree that was a hard task for any coach?
No.
I think so. I think it's hard to develop someone like that.
Look at the Warriors.
While you have already KD and Westbrook. Like, few coaches can do it. Like, Pop's one of them. He can do that.
Like look at the Warriors.
Who
They had Steph Curry. They had Klay Thompson. I'd put Draymond Green in there. They had a lot of superstar players, and they made it work.
But they were actually developing you. It's not like Steph Curry won the first year in the league.
They developed them, which is my point.
Yeah.
I don't see why
But
it's hard for OKC to do that. They give their players away, and then they become superstars. You don't see
Yeah,
that
but
funny?
James Harden wasn't drafted at the same caliber as like Klay Thompson to be like, I wouldn't say a star, but to be like a what's it called, like a second star,
But
third
it's
person.
hard
Does that
to
make sense?
say that because they didn't develop them. I think that falls back on the team as the reason why. Because it's crazy how Harden goes to the Rockets and in less time becomes like James Harden. It's all about the coach and developing and believing in that player, in my opinion.
Yep.
But that's just me.
I'm correcting myself. He was pick number 3, so they should have.
Harden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he should have been more time.
They knew who he was. But I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I guess, where
Sure.
can people check us out at?
YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
It's not YouTube, but okay.
That's YouTube, isn't it?
Nope. That's
YouTube. That's not YouTube up there?
That's an outlet that shows all of the outlets.
Yeah, I thought that was
He
YouTube.
explained that to us.
So how they commenting is not YouTube.
That's just
we can read the comments. This is everything.
But are
right
those
here.
comments on YouTube?
Yes, these ones
Okay.
right here. Yeah, these are YouTube. We got.
or we're watching.
What are you
isn't
saying,
YouTube.
Kenny, bro? Come on. Okay. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Eric Listen Podcast. Watch us on YouTube and connect with us on Facebook and IG.
And it don't matter what y'all doing. Make sure to check out Certified Lover Boy. It's Turn Up the Mic. Good night.